Earth, home of the Homo sapien, a curious species that has baffled scientists since its inception 25 years ago. We will delve deeper into their enigmatic world. This is the Millennial.
Greetings, my name is Dr. Sullivan, expert on adolescence and millennial sociology. I'll be your guide into the peculiar world of the millennial.
One of the stranger behaviors that the millennial engages in is the quote-unquote selfie. There is no particular reason for taking a selfie. All we know is that they look ridiculous while doing it. Millennials are so reliant on their cell phones that they will even text their parents from upstairs when they are in need.
Daughter dearest!
Some other perplexing habits millennials engage in include using their cell phones as alarm clocks, as well as pen twirling.
Millennials also tend to engage in strange and abnormal eating habits.
Here we see a wild millennial feasting on what they call chipotle. It is a popular feeding ground for the millennial. Scientists have yet to understand why consuming tortillas, beans, and carnitas is so popular amongst millennials. However, they believe that it will increase their social standing amongst their peers. Coffee holds a critical ingredient to the millennial's diet: caffeine. Caffeine gives the millennial the energy it needs to perform activities throughout the day, such as walking, working, and drinking more coffee. There are many variations on this beverage, such as the pumpkin spice latte, the peppermint mocha, and the Frappa Lappa Sappa Tappuccino.
Now we delve into the unorthodox way in which millennials consume media.
Some of the music I'm into is trap, glitch, EDM, chiptune, and breakbeat. I'm also a real hip-hop artist, not one of those mainstream punks. Yo, check it out! I'm a spiritual miracle individual, a spiritual lyrical individual, a lyrical miracle individual, the illest, the killest, the skill of the willest. I'm the finest, the winest, the make it real divinest. I'm the real of the realest, the feel of the fearless, dropping top down, hands on the wheel of the wheelest. I'm spitting fire with my own rhymes, the other rappers gonna retire. This is my time, I'm the matter of fact. Bigger than Reddit, bringing real hip-hop back, and don't you ever forget it. Yo, check out my mixtape in SoundCloud. It's hella fire. Sportkizzle, out.
I like to listen to a lot of music genres that are super sophisticated and underground. I like listen to indie rock, psychobilly, Manchester, gypsy hip-hop, trip-hop, pre-hardcore, hardcore, post-hardcore, sadcore, horrorcore, innercore, outercore, mental crust, and sometimes country. Where's my free range gluten-free pumpkin spice latte? Thanks, bruh.
Millennials tend to consume music as a means of emotional release, as their virtual lives tend to be devoid of any real feelings.
Hanging with some girls I've never seen before. You used to call me on my cell phone.
Netflix was created to destroy all the TV networks and the movie studios. It's all a big scheme to destroy the beauty of Gregory Peck and that face.
Millennials have developed new, innovative ways in which to view movies, using Netflix instead of attending a showing at a local cinema.
Welcome. Today we're going to discuss the millennial. It's believed by some that it's developing into a different subspecies of Homo sapiens. Although not quite there yet, we can see some definitive evolutionary traits developing that might, at some point, determine that this is actually a subspecies. Notice that the direct correlation of the ilium crest is becoming much larger. That will allow a larger deposition of muscles and fat for ease of sitting. Notice the dexterity of the thumb allowing it to become much more able to text, as that is the only form of communication millennials use. Notice the significant amount of decrease of density in the bone, as millennials never walk anywhere unless they absolutely have to. They would use a Segway if at all possible. And we also notice, it's unseen here as there is no head, but there is a deadening of the eyes as they only stare at screens in order to communicate with each other and to get their entertainment, typically in the form of visuals of cats. We're not quite sure why just yet. Early on, the homopaesiae, as we're beginning to call them, develop a symbiotic, mostly parasitic relationship with Homo sapiens. They begin siphoning off all of the resources possible, even at the point of embryonic development. And they continue the siphoning of resources, including the hope from their parents, through their entire development and well into their adulthood.
The millennial has managed to completely change the complex language system of the planet, reverting it to a more primitive form.
We've seen a trend in millennial use of online resources in place of conventional literature. Even in the presence of a book, a millennial prefers to use a computer in order to attain information. This has single-handedly destroyed printing industries and has diminished the use of libraries as information hubs. Millennials have reverted back to the use of images as a means of communication. These images, known as emojis, closely resemble the hieroglyphic etchings of ancient Egypt, used thousands of years ago.
Millennials are very obsessed with emojis and hashtags and texting, and that these have all replaced interpersonal communication. This constructed reality reflects the zeitgeist of the millennium.
Texting is the main form of communication between millennials. They have completely discarded the use of vocal conversation, replacing it with this much more convenient method of speech. This, however, is believed to be the cause of the social disconnect millennials have developed over recent years. Being so engaged in their cell phones, millennials often disregard their surroundings. This has led to a variety of accidents spanning from spilled coffee to slight bumps in the hallway.
Lol, like, honestly, it's totes faster. It just, like, makes convos shorter and easier. IDK. It's more fun, too. I was just chatting with Megan the other day. Hey. And I was like, hey, let's J-chill late. And she was like, KK. And I was like, alright, TTYL, whatever. And she was like, all 30 minutes. And I was like, whatever, TTYL. That would be like legits forever with the real talk, you know. OMG, WTF. Star's got a totes swag sale today later. BTW, you got a real legit RBF, man.
Well, you know, back in my day, when I was a kid, 1937, we used to do this dating thing right. I might take a pretty lady out to dinner, and I would pick up the whole check. Or if I went to a hot single spot like, I don't know, Sunday afternoon bingo, and I saw a nice looking creature, I might say, whoa. I try to get a seat next to her and I might say, whoa, gravitation. Do you feel our attraction right now? That's a little bit of a heavy line. But I might try something more subtle like, check it out. We are sharing the same time displacement coordinates right now. And, you know, if she went for that, we would go to a movie. I might even spring for popcorn. I don't know, soda, I don't know, I might be going overboard. But you guys, you know, you sit at a table, you look at a restaurant at a table, people are just texting people while they sit at dinner. And they text one another across the table. That's very rude.
Would you like to Netflix?
While they prefer to live in a virtual world, millennials do exist, yet they remain an enigma to this day. Thank you for joining me on this educational adventure. I hope you learned a thing or two. Good day.